up, my people? Welcome to the Mind Pursuit podcast, where we talk about anything and everything around the human mind. I'm your host, Masin Zuki. I'm hosted at Meet at Mua. If you're yet to check them out, by all means, check out their social media platform on LinkedIn, Meet at Mua Restaurant and Conference Facility. And thank me later. It's a serene place you can come, have a dine with your loved one, yourself, enjoy the scenery, and thank me later. I am still with some very insightful upbringing. Yeah, I'm seeing actually one thing that has stood out for me is the positive mindset. Working with what works. Wow. And this is a teacher who was able to actually inform you of that. So I see you experiencing trauma at a tender age, but you're not allowing that trauma to actually define you. Sure. It became a norm to an extent, but it still did not define you. So tell us, you score very well.
Yes.
In high school.
High school.
And people say you went to a private school because you were?
Because everything was working well in that school.
Wow.
The principal had really invested his time. Mm-hmm. And then let's give a shout out to Mr. Muya.
Yes.
You are the best.
Wow.
So he had really invested. Actually, everything works.
Yeah.
And considering how much you are paying in school fees, vis-a-vis other schools in the same caliber, how much you are paying, they are paying maybe 50% more. And you are over there, used to eat chapatis twice a week. Twice a week.
Damn.
So we used to pay 36K per year, while other schools in that caliber were paying around 50, 54, something up to 60.
Yeah.
And we got a chapo.
Twice.
And every day for Dr. Nyama, that was standard. Every day we used to eat.
And you say it was not a private school.
Not a private school. So when I hear people say, oh, you used to get every day, I'm like, oh, shoot, guys.
And you can't relate.
I can't relate. How did you get every day?
Yes.
Nice.
How now?
Yeah, how? So I get my A, and then I get cleared out of school. That time, between the time you are done with school, and the time Gava calls you, it's like about 2 years. So I joined Mo University in 2008 to do telecom engineering. Now, all this was, so I went, I did my 1 year. Engineering was a walk in the park for me. Now, for all those who struggle with engineering, Najona Wachokoza, but sorry, for me it was a walk in the park.
To them, they can't relate.
Because now, I used to love maths, I used to love physics, and not engineering, maths and physics. It's such a nice thing, such a walk in the park for me. And I did it for 1 year. Now, ever since I was there, I never wanted to become an engineer. I wanted to become a pilot. And my dream for becoming a pilot, again, words. Words. I've never interacted with a pilot. I've never seen a pilot. I think apart from the planes that Wilson and Yamata, I've never seen actually a JKIA plane all that time. So this day, we were going to ride bicycles. This paid for ride. So the bicycle I was taking, it was a line of bikes. So I took the last one. So there's one row, space, another row. So I took the last one. So I took it and didn't pay a shilling, you ride for about 200 meters. So I rode my bike and back. Now I need to take it to the stand. So other guys will stop, then they push their bike to the stand. For me, I rode through all the way to my stand. The one of those places said, hey, nomination by Skelly become a pilot. That was it.
So he affirmed you?
No, he didn't affirm me. He planted the idea in me.
Of being a pilot?
And that was it.
How old were you?
I think I was about, this is 2 or something. So I'm about 98 there. So I'm about 10. Thereabout. Yeah.
Whoa.
So he said, umendesha gari na bicycle kama pilot, and that was it.
Whoa.
So from that time, what do you want to be? A pilot.
Whoa. Words are powerful.
Words are powerful. So, and I've never thought about anything to do with flying.
Yeah.
I've never thought anything to do with flying. So I was like,
But at 10, you begin to think about it.
yes. So I just wanted to become a pilot. And this idea of becoming a pilot just grows up. And then this is the thing. I am not interacting with anything to do with aviation.
Okay.
I'm not. For me, just have a dream of
Yeah.
becoming a pilot. That was all stuck in my mind, and that's what I was planning.
Yeah.
So I'm going through school, and of course I'm going to engineering. Remember, I want to be a pilot, and I'm not going to be a pilot because I go to school, I go to check, on newspapers and everything. How much is it to become a pilot? Then it's around 3 million. So 3 million, and I'm looking at my dad. I'm like, not even in 10 years time, So I know I cannot afford it. So my idea was, since I cannot do what I want to do, but I'm passionate, let me go do what has money. And again, the engineering I went for is this teacher. We discussed there are these two new engineering. One was mechatronics, the other was telecom. They had just been introduced around 202 there in the Kenyan universities. So these ones, students are not even finishing their class because they're being poached by companies to go and work. I'm like, no problem. I'll go do that.
Yeah.
So that's why, because I can't do my passion, let me go for the money.
Yeah.
And then my idea was, let me do engineering, perform well, then go do telecom at the airport. And in those days, Kujuana was everything. You need to know someone who knows someone who knows someone. So I'm like, if I'm in that environment, I know someone who knows someone, then I can find my way to pay for myself to fly, then I can become a pilot eventually.
You are thinking like that?
That was my plan.
Wow.
Yeah, and remember, always take what is working.
Yes.
So when I was in campus, I was working hard. So then there was a time, KQ ran an advert for scholarship. I applied, I got the scholarship. Then I went to SA. So when we closed school in April, we left in June. And then we opened school in September. So I left zero trace. I was performing so well that my dean of School of Engineering, Electrical, because there was the old dean, there was like a dean for electrical, came looking for me in my former school. Like, I know this guy. He's one of my students. He used to perform very well, and he has disappeared from school. If his school fees I need loan, I'll pay for him. Then he was told, we are that guy. We are the So my teacher, this teacher, Mr. Jambo, told me the guy just clicked and was like, these companies. So he was so pissed that a company poached me from his class. So for me, it was like, see, this is working.
Yes. Go with what works.
Go with what works.
Like what you were told in high school is still in play when you're in campus.
This is working. So go with it. So in 2009, I started my flying. I remember July 4th.
How did you bump into the scholarship?
KQ used to do those scholarships.
How did you know about it?
Now that's another me. So, see, I'm in Moi now. I don't know how Moi is now, but then Moi was in the Bundus. So for 3 months, I've not watched news. I've not had any news like the normal TV, radio news. I've not read a single newspaper. Because this is engineering. Maybe I work in the part for me, but you have to study. Engineering. You have to put in the side. So a friend of mine, when we were in high school, he wanted to become a pilot. He also wanted to become a pilot. And he was sitting right behind me. So he knew of my dream. Now, this time we are studying for exam. So exam time is even worse. Then he calls me, he asks me, hey, Mona standard. I'm like, see, I'm going on the standard page 46. What is there? When I want to pick. So that was the advert. So if my friend hadn't called me, I wouldn't have seen the advert.
And if you wouldn't have shared your ambition with your friend,
you wouldn't have known that I want to.
Important to share our dreams.
And that's how I saw that. In fact, I applied the very last day. The last day was deck 24th. Not deck 24th was the last day to apply. I applied deck 23rd, which is my birthday. So I applied like the very last. Then they did the shortlisting. And They replied me via the email.
Yes.
Now you know you always have this email.
Yeah.
Ulifungwanga too. So they replied, I didn't see the email.
Yeah.
Then the HR lady calls me.
Yes.
It's like, dude, you're supposed to be here for an interview tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we've not seen you respond if you're coming or not. Are you coming? I'm like, the interview is tomorrow.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm where? In the Bondus. More is
University uko.
Yeah. I remember, the financial situation is still not good there.
Yeah.
So do I have money? I look at the email. One of the things that I put in bold, please carry your, what is it called? KCSE certificate. Then note, result slip will not be accepted. Do I have my certificate? No.
You don't have.
Why? School fees balance. So I'm like, alright. Then I call this teacher, I'm like, why couldn't I be? He said, you can get me that certificate.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll go talk to the principal. So he went, got that certificate for me. I have no money. I tell my friend, when you make my interview.
Yeah.
I think it's an interview like what we are having.
Yeah.
It's a written exam. You mean that we have suit tee.
Ready.
He's ready, tie, shoes.
You did not come to play.
I don't come to play. I go. Everybody knew what they were coming for.
Yes.
What about calculators, remember biros, remember pencils, remember pens. Mimi nimekuja. The only thing nimekari ni kizungu. Because I knew it was an interview.
Yeah.
So that's how the interview went through. I borrowed that pen. Again, something God just working out.
Yeah. What was running through your mind at that particular time? You see people with calculators.
Calculators meaning look at what's working. So one of the things is I knew I was doing engineering.
Yeah.
So one thing about engineering, you have to be very good in maths.
Yeah.
Very good in maths. So, and then the funny thing is, some of the questions were being given in that interview were some of the things we are learning in uni. But uni, we are learning them at this level.
Yeah.
But then they ask them at this level.
Yeah.
So for me, thinking at this level takes care of the calculator issue. So you do your calculators. Like we are doing, let's say, like cost 30 and 30 million. Because I've been doing that thing in university, I know some of these things often. I know cost 30 often is this, sin 36, sin 60. And the angles are normally 30, 60, you know. So I know them often. So with the calculator,
you're smart
I'm here. So I was just doing my calculation there. Quick.
Yeah.
And I'm done. And I passed that interview.
Wow. Did you fear?
No, the next one I feared. Because I didn't, this one I just knew ni kizungu ndo na nimejibeba na kizungu. And my English didn't tell me you go, I'll be waiting for you. So I was ready.
Whoa.
But the second one I was like, okay, so what's going on here? Then of course asking people around and just getting yourself prepared. But yeah, the first one went through. So then we went to say, I trained there for a year and a half. 14 months after a year and a half. Then I came back. And started flying.
Wow. That is a journey of resilience. I see a lot of affirmation actually. Believing in yourself.
And remember I told you one of the things my dad taught us with independence. So when I was telling guys I'm leaving engineering, it just is. And it's just the other day that people think like, oh, being a parent is glorious. Then, my aunt was like, sasa ukimaliza utapata license. When she has a license, she thinks of driving license. Because for them it's license. Like, you are leaving engineering to go get a license. You're leaving certificate. So, my dad taught us independence. So my dad is struggling with this, but he's not able to verbalize it. So one day, me and I, the two of us, my dad looks at me and he asks me, is that serious? Is this what you want? Then I gave him that look like, yeah. He's like, sour. So nowadays I normally ask my dad, but if I go live flying, I go to pursue the degree, and like, where?
How now?
Like, where? Abuka.
He believed in you.
Yes, because he had taught us.
Wow. Independence. And also, I'm seeing you say your dad went to a convincing mouth.
Yes.
And I'm seeing you picking the call and actually calling your principal, calling your a teacher to help. So you are actually learning from your dad.
No, if I need something, just call me.
Yeah, assertiveness. That's the thing.
I call you. Say no, sawa. Say yes.
Yeah.
No problem. So because and I don't know if it's genetic, but I came to find that I'm also a bit very convincing.
Yeah.
So if I want you on my team, you get on my team.
So wow.
You get on my
but
team.
also you've been socialized to actually see what for your dad. So then you by no means you're able to take that.
So that's how I went to fly. And in this time, as I'm leaving campus, I go. One of the things I really love is I love to
teaching.
Yes. So anytime I see kids, someone just comes in me, I'm like, I want to teach them.
For
I want
real?
to teach them.
Where was that love coming from?
My first class, I did it when I was in class 4, when I was 9 years. And for me, it was. Remember, our teacher, the primary teacher, lower class, used to give us biscuits. So I was very good in maths. What is the one subject that everybody fears? Maths. So I would not understand how I'm getting 80s, 90s, and my desk mate is getting 50s. Like how now? So I'm like, if I'm good in maths, you must be good in maths. So I started teaching them. And those days, 1 week to exams, teachers will stop coming to class. They give you time to revise. Just like nowadays, even so you give it 1 week. 1 week to exams, no teacher comes to class to revise. So I take a piece of paper, exam paper, everybody has it, we go. Question 1, A, B, C, D. Answer is B. Anybody the problem? No. I am Raisi. Question 2. This is the question. Answer is C. Anybody the question? No. Question 3. Hey, you have a problem there. I explain. Done. By the time we are 2 hours done, we are done with the paper.
Wow.
So I would always teach. So I would teach maths, I would teach science, and I would teach GSC, what is called social studies. And one of the worst subjects for more people, those 3. And those were my easiest.
Wow. But what is it that made you like draw into wanting to train people?
Because how can I pass and you don't pass?
So for you, you are like, you need to like...
And then I'm calling you my friend. So if I have it, why don't you have it?
Oh wow. Oh, that's so good.
Something like that. If I know something, you must know it. If I know something, you must know it. If I know a secret, I'll give it to you. If I know some way of doing something, a shortcut of doing something, I will give it to you.
And that was more intrinsic. You didn't
I didn't have
from anywhere.
So I normally say I was a teacher from the time I was 9 years.
You are. And I'm actually seeing mentorship.
Yes.
Starting from at 9 years.
Yes. So
wow. And that's a trait of leadership. So you are being groomed to become.
Looking back, circumstances worked in such a way that this is what I ended up. So like from what is it? When I look back, my teacher in high school, then I didn't know it was mentoring me. For me, just knew me Gioni and I put a story in OJ. Just going to have a chat. And we'll talk about everything. We'll talk everything. We'll talk about music. We'll talk about everything. But now one of the things I noticed is by the time I was like Form 2, Form 3, my mind was already in campus, what I'm going to do in campus, everything. I was like 3, 4, 5 years ahead in terms of where my mind is thinking. to a point whereby, see, this friend of mine who wanted to become a pilot.
Yeah. The one who called you for the
Yeah.
scholarship.
So we are done with high school. He calls me. It's like, I want to do a course and I don't know what to do. Can you come and tell me what to do? But then for me that was a shock. I'm like, maybe na high school was a sugar last thing.
Yeah.
I am as clueless as you.
Yeah.
But I think he had seen something. So we went and sat with him. I didn't know the course we settled on is the course he went and pursued in school.
Oh, wow.
You know, it's like, okay. So I was way ahead.
Yeah.
Now, looking back, I'm like, I wasn't ahead because I'm good. I was ahead because someone gave me their time. And that's when I was done with, actually, when I was in campus, I started mentoring teams. Like, I'm not going to allow any team to lose their way because nobody told them. Because I was getting C's. If this guy hadn't told me focus on not swatting, I could have just been a normal, just there in school. You know, average, just an average guy. And him telling me, this can work for you. This is not working, this can work for you. For me, I look at many things and I'm like, they're not bad people.
Yeah.
They just, nobody's telling them that there's this option that you can pursue.
So lack of mentorship.
Lack of mentorship. So I started mentoring teens when I was a teen myself.
Wow.
Because from 19, I was in campus, 20, I started mentoring teens. So some of the teens that I started mentoring, some of them are getting married now.
Yeah.
I got married like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So they're like, what am I doing? I'm like, yeah. What am I doing? I'm like, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So now I've also been in that child investment teams.
Wow.
Because of what someone gave.
Give you the power of mentorship.
Yes.
Let me not even go there because I can see that time is gone. But I am enjoying this conversation and I'm seeing leadership from a younger age. And actually what is going through my mind are leaders born and meet. In your case scenario, I don't know. Where are you seeing yourself in this?
Okay, there's no that debate. But I think everybody is a leader in their own right.
Absolutely.
Because when we talk about leadership, we look at political leadership, or we look at leading a company, or we look at something like that. But everybody is a leader in their own right.
Absolutely.
And you could be a leader of 5,
Yeah.
be a leader of 10.
Yeah.
You could be, let me use the word influencer, not in the sense the way we know influencer, but in the sense when someone looks at you like, I want to be like that person.
Yeah.
They may never have talked with you, they may never have engaged with you, but they look at your life and they're like, so everybody's a leader in their own right. Right? Now, then there are political leaders and there are all those leaders that we tend to refer to as leaders. People who are a bit extroverted and they are out there. So there are those. And even those, they are born with those traits.
Yeah.
But on top of that, there has to be a process whereby that leader is drawn out
From you.
from you.
And a mentor now, that's where
the
a mentor comes in.
A mentor.
Ooh,
comes
I see the mentor being able to come in, but you are also ready. You had a teachable spirit to listen to him and learn.
Yes, and I'll say yes and no. In this sense. I don't believe people don't have teachable spirit. I believe it is my responsibility as a mentor, or one who has gone ahead, or one who thinks I need to teach you something. It's my responsibility to come down to your level so that I can communicate with you. Don't expect a mentee to value your mentorship. In fact, by the way, mentees don't value mentorship. And the people who need mentorship the most are the ones who appreciate it the least. Okay? So if I go with the attitude like, I'm the one helping you, then you block because I'm coming in a condescending or paternalistic way. So you block. So my work to come down to your level. And then I can come down to your level is if I love you now. I love you so much that the cost of losing you
Yeah.
is so painful to me
Yeah.
that I'd rather stay away and maintain you than come and try and force myself to teach you and to lose you.
Wow. Seller, let's seller on that. We've come to the end of this episode. I hope you're learning a lot of gems from it. Oof, amazing. So we will come to the mentorship because I know that is where there's a lot of work that you do in terms of raising teens and all that. And we'll definitely talk about it. So I hope you stay tuned. Remember to subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend, and see you on the next one. Bye.